about 这电脑它倒了，掉地上了，所以就给压坏了。好，把它断了里面。好，不说了。Hello guys, now you're watching the live stream of CGTN and I am the reporter Guo Tianqi, and we are going to bring you the latest of the really severe earthquake in southwest China this afternoon caused in Luding Prefecture. And we also already have a batch of reporter that they have went to the epicenter of this earthquake in Luding, the 6.8 earthquake epicenter called Moxi town. But we are now going to another very severe county that some casualties are caused by the earthquake in Ya'an city. It's called Shimian town. Shimian County, and only 4 minutes after the huge earthquake occurred in Luding, also a 4.2 level earthquake also hit the county of Shimian, and the total casualty, there are already 21 people being killed, and so in Shimian County, they say that the earthquake have already killed 14 people. And now we depart from Chengdu for about 2 hours ago, and now we are heading to the Shimian County's the temporary shelter of Shimian County. And I want to show you the distance between the two areas. And now we are about 1 hour's distance to here, the Shimian County in Ya'an city. And here is the epicenter of this Luding County earthquake. It's the distance between Moxi town to Shimian County is about 70 kilometers, and there is a very important mountain called Gongga Mountain. The highest altitude can reach for about 7,000 meters of Gongga Mountain is lying between the two parts. And also this belongs to all those areas are belonging to the earthquake belt in Sichuan Province. It's the transmission region between the Sichuan Basin and the Qinghai-Tibet Plateau. And also we can see here is the county called Baoxing. And also about 2 months ago, there is also a very important, very severe earthquake, about a 6 level earthquake occurred in this city, in this county. And the distance from Baoxing to where we are going, the Shimian County, is about 160 kilometers. And now we are going to the temporary shelter to this the temporary shelter of Shimian County. And also we can see on the road we are still 1 hour ahead to reach the Shimian County, and we can see that the situation is quite good right now. And also we've seen some rescue teams, and also I believe this is a rescue team. This is the already lots of firefighters are sent to the two important counties that are affected by the earthquake. And also after the 6.8 level earthquake occurred, the Luding County, there are more than at least four earthquake that is more than 3 level, higher than 3 level, and almost 100 earthquake that is lower than 3 level are occurred in those areas, which means that all of that are the aftershock of the huge earthquake. And also the 2.4 level earthquake that hit Shimian County is also an aftershock of the Luding earthquake. And experts believe that the aftershock will continue to a certain period of time. We are told that the authority of Ya'an City are sending about 2,100 rescue personnel to the earthquake center, including firefighters, medical workers, police officers, to start the rescue operation and provide medical services. And also, according to some videos provided by the local residents, and we can see that there are some falling rocks that are blocking the roads, especially those roads beside the mountains. But we are told that the rescue operation path is still clear and open. Also, the authorities in Ganzi Autonomous Prefecture and the authority of Ya'an City, they all said that they are going to implement some kind of the transport operation. For example, in the number 318 National Road and the number 217 Provincial Road in Ya'an County, they are only allowing those rescue teams to enter. Those other vehicles are not allowed to enter, but only to driving out of those regions to ensure the clear path of the rescue team. Yes, and also we can see from the road that there is also lots of signs saying that this road is especially for the rescue teams, and also signs to remind other drivers to make way for the rescue vehicles. And also we know that the electricity supply in the epicenter of the two counties, Luding and Shimian, they have also suspended in some areas. So the state grid is also sending the personnel to deal with that problem. They say that the emergency team of the state grid, the first batch, have already arrived at Ganzi Autonomous Prefecture and Ya'an City at the scene, and they have been provided the emergency electricity supply for Moxi town, and also for different temporary shelter in Shimian County. 好的，信号好吗？嗯。Sorry for the internet connection system. Yes, and we are still on our way to the temporary shelter in Shimian County, Ya'an City, in the southwest China, Sichuan Province. And we also see some signs that saying the road ahead of us maybe have some kind of the traffic control because of the earthquake. Our internet friend James Bond says, I really hope there hasn't been any fatalities. Yes, indeed. But actually there are some challenges about the telecommunication and electricity due to the earthquake. Pray for Sichuan. Absolutely, everyone is praying for Sichuan. People says this is a kind of a really very severe situation in Sichuan, because we know that Sichuan is also fighting a COVID-19 outbreak recently. Now adding with the earthquake. And we also received a comment from Hang Tua that says the latest death toll is 12. But we have got some update of the casualties. The total casualties of the Luding County earthquake is 21, and the death of the Shimian County, the death in Shimian County is 14 people. We hope that there will be no more casualties. And also I'm told by the personnel that have already arrived at the Shimian County, and they told us most people are evacuated from their residential homes to the temporary shelter, and for example in the high school playground, or in some kind of the square of the shopping mall. The epicenter of the Shimian County of the earthquake in Shimian County is still about 20 kilometers away from the downtown Shimian County. So actually the rescue forces is still bringing more and more rescue forces to the epicenter. But I was told that the road from the downtown Shimian County to the epicenter is also blocked by the falling stone caused by the earthquake. So lots of the firefighters, they are using the lifeboat to get to the epicenter to implement their rescue operations. And also the situation in Luding County is not that pleasant, because we were told that most of the personnel are stranded in about 6 kilometers away from the epicenter, because there is a huge landslide caused by the earthquake. And all the rescue teams and including our reporter can't go inside that area by using vehicles. So some firefighters, they are using ropes to climb all the mountains to get to the epicenter. The Chengdu firefighter have also sent a few aeroplanes to go to the epicenter directly. Earlier, we've also seen some videos posted by local people from Luding County downtown area, and we can see that most of the buildings are not affected, are not falling down affected by the earthquake, and most of people and the tourists, they are going to the area that is going to open areas to avoid the risk. We were told that the epicenter in Luding County is located in a very famous tourist attraction called Hailuogou. That's why maybe we can see a lot of tourists in that kind of video. For the logistics transportation situations, we know that the emergency administration bureau in Sichuan Province and the food preserve authorities, they are transferring 4,400 tents to the epicenter of the earthquake, and more than 14,000 beds. accounts for total about 32,000 materials that are emergency sending to the epicenters. We can see that all the way around, all the way down the road from where we started from Chengdu, and here we can't see so many personal vehicles. And earlier this afternoon, we've visited the Seismological Bureau of Sichuan Province, and the experts there told us only 6 seconds after the earthquake, the Bureau has released the warning signals of the earthquake, and only 0.2 seconds later, which means only 6.2 seconds after the earthquake occurred, more than 600 recipients are accepted the warning signals, and they say more than 30,000 of the users they received the warning signal from their mobile phones. And indeed, this afternoon, when we are still in Chengdu, and we heard some warning, very huge warnings inside our communities, and which means it's about to be an earthquake. And also we received the warning about 1 minute earlier than the earthquake wave hit us from our phone, and the application is called the earthquake warning. And the application will start the countdown of the warning. We can feel back in Chengdu, we are still about 226 kilometers away from the epicenter in Luding, but we can still feel a very strong shake brought by the earthquake. Hmm? 是不是没信号了，凯哥？
你的手机。
earlier we've crossed a tunnel, and that is very typical road station situation in the western part of Sichuan Province, because it lies in the transition belt of Sichuan Basin and the Qinghai Tibet Plateau. There are very mountainous areas, and the differences of the altitude can reach 1,000 and 2,000 2,000 meters. We've already entered the region of Ya'an City. On we received a comment from Claire Wan and asked that how's the weather condition? Will it worsen the rescue? From our perspective right now, we haven't seen some rainfall right now, and also I just checked the application called the China Weather in Ya'an City. In the next few days, there will not be any rainfall. The temperature is about 16 degrees to 27 degrees Celsius. And also we've spoke to the experts from the Seismological Bureau of Sichuan Province, and she told us that the Seismological Bureau have already sent the emergency personnel and experts to the epicenter as soon as the earthquake occurred, and they are to estimate the strength and the secondary disasters, especially those geological disasters such as the landslide, flash flood, and also mud flood brought by the earthquake. Here is another comment from Hang Ta. Says, driving in this condition is not easy due to the lack of street lights. There are lots of trucks and buses on the road too. Yes, true. But actually we can still see the signs, and there is still some landmarks on the highway. And if you are using the light of the in front of the car, it's not that hard to drive in this road condition, because we can see this part of the road are not affected by the earthquake yet. But we don't know if we go any further to the epicenter what's the condition will be. Yes, also because this is the Sichuan province is still example in Chengdu, and expect working for the public sectors such as the state grid education, and they can get a passing permit to commute, and those people such as the programmer for the internet companies or
导航的话，到那个海路沟消防道都要走好远。海路沟消防道啊。要不我们在这个还不走得到。走的是你。他们走到哪儿死落下来？那个郭阿公，你不行导航的话，到那个海路沟消防道都要走好远。海路沟消防道啊。要不我们在这个还不走得到。走的是你。
Sorry about the internet connection situation here. We are getting closer to the epicenter. And yes, answering to our netizen friends' comment that indeed we can't see so many vehicles on the road because some of the roads are implemented traffic control. The Tibet Autonomous Prefecture to ensure the path of the rescue teams, and also because of the epidemic prevention and control measures, lots of people are choose to stay at home rather than commute between cities. So the vehicles on those roads are getting less. It's only those trucks that are providing those materials and some private vehicles are on the road. And we've just received an official document from the Ganzi Tibet Autonomous Prefecture, and they say as to 21,000 tonight. The earthquake in Moxi town, Luding County, Ganzi Autonomous Prefecture, has already caused 30 deaths. I repeat it, there are more than 30 people are killed by today's earthquake in Luding County, which is 6.8 level. We know that in this area of Sichuan Province, in the west part of Sichuan Province, lots of earthquakes constantly occurred in this area. So most of the primary schools, high schools, and even kindergartens are training their students to get used to the emergency avoid of accident caused by the earthquake. We can see some videos that are posted by the local schools. For example, there is a kindergarten in Ya'an, and the teacher of the kindergarten received the warning of the earthquake about 20 seconds before the earthquake wave hit them, and they because the kindergarten children are still asleep during that time. It's about 1 p.m. The teacher are going to their dormitories to wake up those children and then evacuating them to the safety places. And they say about less than 2 minutes, about 1 minute and 57 seconds, they have successfully evacuated the 127 kindergarten children, young children, to the safety place. And there is no child are injured. those who newly joined this live streaming, now you're watching the live stream of CGTN. I'm the reporter Guo Tianqi, and we are heading to an epicenter of this earthquake, of today's earthquake. And we are now heading to the county called Shimian County in Ya'an City, which is about 70 kilometers away from another epicenter of the Luding County, Shimo town. And the earthquake was about 6.8 magnitude, occurred this afternoon. And we received a comment by Alicia C. and saying, when did it happen? It's around 1 p.m. this afternoon. And a magnitude of 6.8 level earthquake occurred in Ganzi Autonomous Prefecture in Sichuan Province in southwest China. And only 4 minutes after that, a 4.2 magnitude earthquake was occurred in the Shimian County, Ya'an City. It's also in the west part of Sichuan Province. And the two counties are located in the earthquake belt in the west part of Sichuan Province, and it's the transition area from Sichuan Basin to the Qinghai Tibet Plateau. And a comment from Zhenma says, is Zigong affected? Couldn't find much article about the earthquake. I think you said Zigong means the city of Zigong in Sichuan Province. I believe in Zigong, people can feel very strong tremor after the major earthquake happened, but I believe that is not belongs to the disaster center. Also in Chengdu, we are about 226 kilometers away from the epicenter of Moxi town. We also can still feel a very strong tremor after about 1 minute the earthquake hit us. And a comment from Marco E says, here in Croatia, we have many similar earthquakes recently. Some with lower magnitude are stronger than those who with higher because they are closer to the surface. And also, while older buildings were destroyed, new buildings were not. I must say, you have a point. And also, we've just received a new official notice from the Ganzi Autonomous Prefecture. It says the earthquake in Ganzi Autonomous Prefecture, which means in Luding County, has caused more than 30 people dead this time. And answering to our comment, this earthquake in Luding town, in Luding County, Moxi town, the magnitude of 6.8. The depth of the epicenter is about 16 kilometers, and because it's a quite deep epicenter, so the authorities are warning people to look after those look out for the aftershocks. Actually, only 2 hours after the major earthquake occurred, more than 4 magnitude level 3 or above earthquake happened, and also about a nearly 100 small earthquake, which means lower than magnitude of level 3, are occurred in this area. And about the older buildings and the newer buildings, as far as we know, because Sichuan is a province that suffer from the earthquake constantly, so most of the buildings in Sichuan Province are strong enough to resist the level 7 earthquake, magnitude level 7 earthquake. So some of the old buildings have already been destroyed, or to some extent are partially damaged due to the previous earthquake. So the buildings that are maintained until now, they are quite strong. And the comment from Hang Ta says those in or near the epicenter must seek open ground and wait, as the aftershocks will reverberate for days. Indeed, you're telling the truth. Actually, there, as far as we know, that in the two epicenter, Shimian County and Moxi town, they have already established different temporary shelters for residents. For example, most of the temporary shelter are located in schools, playgrounds, or in the squares of some shopping malls. And most people are evacuated to sleep in the temporary shelters tonight. And still also have a comment from Daffodils Town, says, R.I.P. rest in peace to those who perished. Condolence to their beloved ones, braved loved ones. Hope these trapped under rubbles will be rescued as soon as possible. Indeed, we are all praying for the good news, as the rescue forces have already sent to the epicenter. The first batch of the firefighters have already reached the epicenter of Moxi town, and even if the huge vehicles are trapped about 6 kilometers from the epicenter, because there is a very severe landslide on the road, and that caused under that circumstances, it's not very easy for to cross the landslide. They have to clear the falling rocks, using the ropes to climb those cliffs of the mountain to get to the epicenter. And also there's the firefighter team are sending aeroplanes to directly go to the epicenter. And also the situation in Shimian County is similar. Some of the roads are blocked by the falling stone caused by the earthquake, but the rescue forces, they are using lifeboats to get to the epicenter through rivers. And also the there are already 14 people have been killed in Shimian County so far because of the earthquake. And the Ya'an city have dispatched about 2,100 personnel for the rescue forces, including emergency rescue team, firefighters, police officers, medical workers, and to the epicenter for the personnel rescue and to provide medical services. Also, the hospital of Sichuan Province have sent 2 medical groups to the epicenter of Luding County, and only 1 hour after the earthquake occurred, to provide medical assistance to the local people. And we can see that the road where we are driving, there's not so many vehicles, and that's, I believe, is because some of the roads are implemented by authorities, and the authority of Ganzi Tibet Autonomous Prefecture, they say they are controlling the number 318 national road, part of the road, to ensure the rescue path is open and clear, for only those rescue vehicles can enter this road, not rather than those ordinary vehicles. And also the Ya'an city is implementing traffic control to the number 213 provincial road, also due to the same reason, and are not allowing those any vehicles to enter except for those rescue team vehicles. As far as we know, still the earthquake also affected the infrastructures apart from the traffic. The telecommunication and the electricity are damaged in part of Shimian County and also Luding County. The state grid is sending emergency teams to rescue the electricity grids in those epicenters, and they have restored emergency light supplies in several temporary shelters in both Shimian County and Luding County.
道要走好远，好路上问路啊。要不我们在这个
哎，我走得到。
有的是你。他们走到这儿4楼下来。那个快不？你不行导航的话，到那个海螺沟消防道都要走好远，好路上问路啊。要不我们在这个
哎，我走得到。
有的是你。他们走到这儿4楼下来。那个快不？你不行导航的话，到那个海螺沟消防道都要走好远，好路上问路啊。要不我们在这个
哎，我走得到。
有的是你。他们走到这儿4楼下来。那个快不？你不行导航的话，到那个海螺沟消防道都要走好远，好路上问路啊。要不我们在这个
哎，我走得到。
有的是你。他们走到这儿4楼下来。 要走好远，好了，我想问了啊。要不我们在这个
哎，我走得到。
走的是你。他们走到哪儿走落下来？
好的，马上。好。
从这边拿过来。
对，我一拍你就转过来啊。不是，我一拍你在这。
我知道。
好。好。Now you're watching our live streaming on our way to the epicenter of Shimian County, and we are still on our way. Our next station will be the temporary shelter of the downtown area, and also we're told by the seismological experts that the secondary disaster is very important, very crucial after the huge earthquake happened. And we just checked the mobile app called the China Weather, and it says it's not very likely to see the rainfall in the next 3 days in Ya'an City, but the situation in the Luding County is not very pleasant because there might be some drizzles in tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. And we also have another group of reporters in Luding County to bring you the latest from the epicenter of the 6.8 magnitude level earthquake. And we are going to find more details and to bring you the latest rescue situation of this earthquake in Ya'an County. But I believe as long as we are going more further to this epicenter, that the signal might be not that well, might be more and more weak. So maybe we'll bring you some latest signals. And I am the reporter Guo Tianqi. We are heading to the epicenter of Shimian County and hope we can see you very soon. Bye bye.